U.S. to give Taiwan $345 million in arms. U.S. Air Force troops told to prepare for war with China within 2 years. France and China to work on regulatory framework for cosmetics. PM warns that Wagner mercenaries may soon infiltrate Poland. Thai fireworks warehouse explosion injures over 100 people. Kenya ready to lead multinational force to Haiti. Bolivia challenges dollar dominance with Chinese yuan and Russian ruble. Ex-Michigan 6, spy says Vladimir Putin will be gone within a year.
Hello, I'm Amber. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Monday, July 31st, and here are your top stories. The U.S. will supply Taiwan with $345 million in defense equipment, services, and training, using the fast-track authority that it has relied on to speed arms to Ukraine. The Defense Department spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Martin Miner, said the package will include critical defensive stockpiles, multi-domain awareness, anti-armor, and air defense capabilities. The weapons and support equipment will come from existing stockpiles under what's known as a Presidential Drawdown Authority.
The United States has announced a weapons aid package for Taiwan worth up to $345 million.
Taiwan's defense ministry thanked the U.S. for its firm commitment to the island's security in a statement last Saturday that didn't offer further details or address the issue of assistance. The statement read, Taiwan and U.S. will continue close cooperation on security topics to maintain the peaceful and stable status quo across the strait. The Biden administration and its allies have warned that China's leaders want its armed forces to be capable of invading Taiwan by 2027.
A memo leaked by one of its recipients in January revealed that General Michael A. Minihan, the commander of Air Mobility Command of the U.S. Air Force, has readied his troops because he thinks war could break out with China in as little as 2 years. In the document, he said, "I hope I am wrong. My gut tells me we will fight in 2025. General Minihan said during an interview at his headquarters in Illinois that he wasn't being cutesy with his memo, although it was only ever intended for the years of the internal Air Force.
According to General Minihan, such a scenario could play out by 2025, and 110,000 troops under his command have been ordered to prepare for war. He added, "I'm simply trying to make sure that my command is ready to win if called upon." The White House and the Pentagon has faced pressure from Congress members in recent months to support Taiwan with weapons in the hope Beijing would consider the price of invading the territory across the Taiwan Strait too high.
France and China have agreed to work together on improving the regulatory environment surrounding cosmetics to protect both market access and product safety. The French Finance Ministry said last Saturday that both countries will set up a working group that will hold its first meeting in France before the end of the year and try to harmonize regulations. Topics of discussion will include collaboration on intellectual property, including product information and counterfeit goods, as well as work on standards and inspection.
You're worth it. Do you really understand what that means?
China is imposing rules that makes cosmetics firms supply data spanning from ingredients to details of manufacturing processes, the sourcing of raw materials, and the precise composition of formulas. Much of the information is collected and stored in a database managed by Chinese authorities. European companies are concerned that they may be forced to surrender trade secrets under the guise of product safety. L'Oreal and LVMH have to provide their formula to sell their goods in the world's second biggest economy.
More than 100 members of the Wagner Group are moving towards Poland's border with Belarus, setting off alarm bells among NATO leaders and local authorities. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki confirmed reports of the Russian mercenary group's movements on Saturday, saying his intel put mercenaries near the vulnerable Suwałki Gap in Grodno, approximately 10 miles from the Polish border. It's the closest Wagner fighters have been to NATO territory since President Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine in February 2022.
The Wagner Group is back in news. The mercenary group that
Morawiecki said at a press conference. Now the situation is becoming even more dangerous. This is certainly a step towards a further hybrid attack on Polish territory. Local media in Poland and Belarus have reported sightings of more than 100 Wagner mercenaries moving towards the Suwalki Gap, a thin strip of land flanked by Belarusian and Russian land on each side. The Belarusian Defense Ministry confirmed earlier this month that the Russian mercenary group had teamed up with Belarusian troops to share their ruthless tactics.
A horrific explosion at a fireworks warehouse in Thailand killed at least 10 people, including 3 children, and injured over 100 others last Saturday. According to local broadcasting service Thai PBS, the blast caused heavy damage to anything within a roughly 1,640-foot radius of the building in the town of Sungai Kolok, with as many as 500 homes affected. The Narathiwat province's public relations department said at least 118 were wounded and many more remain trapped under debris waiting for rescue.
According to Provincial Governor Sanan Pongaksorn, a chain reaction ignited by a spark from a welder at an on-site construction project is to blame for the freak incident. Pongaksorn told Thai PBS, the fire is now under control. Preliminary investigation suggests the cause was a technical error during the steel welding process, as the building is under construction. Footage on social media and local news showed massive clouds of smoke rising from streets littered with rubble from shattered windows, collapsed roofs, and walls.
Kenya's foreign minister said last Saturday that the country is ready to lead a multinational force into Haiti. Its foreign minister Alfred Mutua said in a statement, at the request of Friends of Haiti group of nations, Kenya has accepted to positively consider leading a multinational force to Haiti. He added, Kenya's commitment is to deploy a contingent of 1,000 police officers to help train and assist Haitian police restore normalcy in the country and protect strategic installations.
Mutua said the planned deployment from Kenya is still subject to getting a UN Security Council mandate and Kenyan authorizations. He said, an assessment mission by a task team of the Kenya police is scheduled within the next few weeks. Earlier this month, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres appealed to the Security Council to act fast to create the conditions for the deployment of multinational forces to Haiti, which is experiencing a surge in violence between police and gangs.
Bolivia's government is determined to curb dependence on the US dollar for foreign trade. During a press conference last Thursday in La Paz, the country's economy minister Marcelo Montenegro said Bolivia was following a pattern at the level of international trade that is generating a progressive increase in the use of the yuan in foreign trade. Through Bolivian state-owned bank, Banco Union, importers and exporters have been able to trade in yuan since February and the Russian ruble since March.
China and Russia are stepping up investments to develop Bolivia's huge but largely untapped lithium resources to meet growing demand for the metal used to make electric vehicle batteries. Montenegro said 3 lithium deals with 2 Chinese and 1 Russian firm were signed earlier this year, pledging to invest a total of $2.8 billion, which could be made partly in yuan. He added the Chinese currency could also be used to pay off the government's outstanding loans from Beijing.
Former MI6 spy Christopher Steele, who headed MI6's Russia desk between 2006 and 2009, predicts the end of Vladimir Putin's 20-year authoritarian rule within the next year. He warned the West to prepare for a post-Putin era. Steele points out that the Russian president's grip on power has weakened significantly after the Wagner rebellion and the disastrous start of the Ukraine war. He told Sky News a move is made violently, if necessary, to kill or topple Putin in favor of another securocrat or regime oligarch.
Steele highlighted two potential outcomes that could lead to Putin's exit: assassination by internal rebels or an external plot. In either case, the consequences would be dire, potentially resulting in widespread bloodshed. The former spy told Sky News this would be the worst scenario for the West as all bets would be off. While a peaceful transition involving Putin stepping down voluntarily at the next election in March 2024 remains a possibility, Steele argues that a violent move to kill or topple him is the most likely scenario.
Now let's delve into the news of France and China working on regulatory framework for cosmetics. Number 1, harmonize, 协调和谐. The new building does not harmonize with its surroundings. Number 2, collaboration, 合作协作. She wrote the book in collaboration with one of her students. Number 3, counterfeit, 伪造的,仿造的. Are you aware these notes are counterfeit? Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Amber, your host, and I'll see you next time.